my gosh, guys. I just got done watching Fast X, and this is the most dark and intense movie ever in the Fast and Furious saga. Like, holy shit. Now, I know people have been ragging on these movies for a while, but if you're a fan of these movies and 9 wasn't that good to you, this is going to get you right back on the saddle. Like it did for me. Like, 9 was alright for me. I still enjoyed it, but geez, this one is just, oh my god. They just hit the gas and fucking action after action. Holy shit. And the villain, man, Jason Momoa, completely steals the show. Oh my goodness. Now, this movie comes in 3 sections. One section, you got Dom by himself. The second section, you got Jacob and little Brian by himself. And then you have Roman, Tej, Ramsey, Han, and Shaw doing their thing. This movie's in 3 parts. So the Fast Fam is actually separated for the most of this movie. Even Letty and Cypher are in prison together. Like, wow. First thing this movie shows you is basically like, you know, the villain who was being the main villain for the last 3 movies? Yeah, she's completely run down and run out of her business and making way for Jason Momoa, who actually is more worse than her. Like, she even says, I've met the devil, and she thought it was her this whole time until she met Dante, Jason Momoa's character. And Dante, Jason Momoa's character, holy smokes, bro. He's like all knowing, all seeing, and all dangerous. Like, damn, first thing he does is steal all of Cypher's men and tech people because he has all their families tied up for a ransom. I was like, damn, bro, fucking. And then he starts laughing and acts all eccentric. I'm like, dude, this dude's literally the Joker of the Fast and Furious universe. No one's not gonna convince me otherwise. Even the first ever action sequence in the movie, the bomb rolling all over the town of Rome. Damn, that scene was so fucking intense, bro. Like, we don't, like, this ball is on fire, and I thought that any crash, any hit, any sudden move would like trigger it and it would explode out of nowhere. But no, but when it does explode, you feel that impact. Like, oh my god, it finally went off. But yeah, let's get the obvious stuff out of the way. The Fast and Furious saga literally has the most ridiculous fucking action sequences ever. We all know this already, but sometimes that's all I need. I don't need every movie to change my view on life. Sometimes I just want goofy action fun. That's all it is. This is what this franchise is. Fun action badassery, and I love it. I'm here for it. I'll be here till the end of the road. Sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes you just want to see some ridiculous shit, and that's fine. Tell me you're not too good for this shit. How are you too good for this shit? I like it. I love this franchise, bro. And that's just like, I've been on the train since Furious 7, and because I never seen any of them in theaters until Furious 7 all the way now to Fast X, and it's been one hell of a ride. But I have seen all the movies. After Fate of the Furious and Fast F9, I went back and watched 1 through 4. I never seen 5 or 6, probably because I was just so tired at the time. But yeah, but I've seen most of them, and almost all of them, besides 2 in the middle. But besides that, it's just been so cool, so awesome. The music, the badassery, the women's asses, all of it, awesome. Another thing I was so happy about is that they used John Cena's character, Jacob, way better, leagues better than they did in the last movie. And I was so happy for that. I'm glad he's no longer a bad guy. It's better seeing him as the good guy, as Dom's brother. And it was great seeing him protect Little B, because when they get their house raided and they're looking for Dom's sister and Little B, Jacob completely saves the day and wrecks all these, armored thugs. Well, not thugs, more like agents, but still, really cool. Way better used. I was so thankful for that. And yeah. But I feel like Brie Larson's character, Tess, or Miss Nobody, she's like not very used that much in this movie. Like, I was like, what the hell? I wanted to see her be used like quite a bit, but when she is used, she's cool, but like she's not in it too much. And that kind of sucked because she was made Mr. Nobody's daughter. I thought she would have a more pivotal role. But no, she's like working with this other douchebag because ever since Mr. Nobody... I thought Mr. Nobody died, but apparently he's in hiding, which I don't know how that happened, but, you know, logic is out the fucking window. So, but I'm looking forward to see her be in the next movie because I just like Brie Larson in general. But hopefully they then give her more to do in the next movie, because besides just kicking the shit out of some thugs and talking to Dom and just being there to like be there. But one of the things that made this movie wrinkle my balls is that they hardly use Shaw. And Shaw is one of my favorite characters ever in Fast and Furious. He's just the coolest, stone cold badass. And I wanted to see him kick the shit out of a bunch of dudes. When he kicked the shit out of dudes in this movie, it was awesome to see. I was like, fuck yeah, Shaw's back. And let's keep him back, since now they have a common enemy, because Dante's going after everybody who ever helped him in the past. So I was like, oh shit. And that was really cool. Like, they both have a common enemy now, so they have to work together and take this psycho down. Because, yeah, Dante's on Shaw's shit list, and just as much as Dante's on Dom's shit list. Like, come on. Yeah, should have been used more, but when he was on screen, it was just awesome. So satisfying to see him and Han share some screen time, because I was like, wow, because that's like the dude who somewhat killed him, didn't really kill him, but he thought he did. And Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez, they're doing their greatest job, and they possibly can in this movie, because Dom's really put in these really intense, fucked up situations in this movie, to the point where he has to go find his son, because Dante straight up yoinks him out of the car and puts him in his car, and then Dom's just like, oh my goodness, I gotta hurry up and to get this guy down. And like Dante's like making shots left and right to hit Dom right in his weak spots. I was like, damn bro, chill. And Michelle Rodriguez, Letty, she's always been great in these movies, but like she gets used a little bit, like a tiny bit, just to kick the shit out of Cypher. But then she's just with Cypher for like a half of the movie, like a little bit, just showing them how they're both gonna escape this prison, because she gets arrested in the first part of the movie, and then now her and Cypher have to work together to get out of the gulag they're in, or wherever they're at. But yeah, really separating the Fast family was an interesting choice, I thought, in this movie, because everyone's put in these like super intense situations, to the point where like, oh my god, maybe we're not invincible after all, and we're just like getting back to being normal people. Because I was like, because Dante literally steals all their money, and to the point where, you know, Tyrese saves the day. And I love Tyrese, Roman, and Ludacris Tej in these movies. Their chemistry is just really good. But in the last movie and in this movie, I feel like they disrespect Roman a little bit too much, because I'm like, dude, you guys are just being dicks for no reason, just for Roman. And even Roman's getting sick of it. He's like, you guys gotta stop making fun of me, and the disrespect gotta stop. And then he just feels some leverage when he's like the only dude who has money for the team. I was like, that's pretty funny. But this movie is so buck-ass wild, you just forget about that. But in the end, guys, this movie's ridiculous, corny, cheesy, and that's okay to me. I personally love that, and I'm fine with it, and I have fun with that. And you should too. Give this movie a shot and be there at the end of the road in the next 2 movies, because I hear they want to do 2 more. So here's my rating. But before that, the action in this movie is the best action it's ever been. The soundtrack pops off when it needs to. It's really good, really satisfying to see all these characters, but they're not together. But in the next 2 movies, they will be. What do you call it? You want a fun-ass movie? This is your movie. I'm giving Fast X an 8.5 out of 10.